Good afternoon. Well, it seems this Betfred Masters is getting better day by day, and what a day we've got for you here this evening. Of course, John Higgins against Mark Allen, and two other former Masters champions this afternoon, Ding Junhui and Ronnie O'Sullivan, and Ding knows he can't afford to be breaking off like that all day.
Yeah.
Could have been worse, Joe, but even so, not a great start.
Yeah, nervous shot, wasn't it? Catching the reds too thin. And
well,
a little fortunate, wasn't he, not to have left anything on.
Well, you can understand the nerves, because as much as this is a eagerly anticipated match, the head-to-head massively favours O'Sullivan, 16-4, including all four meetings in the Masters.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of the results, and some of the results for O'Sullivan have been very heavy. 6-0s, 10-1s and things like that. And there's only been two deciders. Out of all those matches that they've played together, that's very unusual. That it's been very one-sided with Ronnie O'Sullivan, most of it. So they've played 20 times and just two deciders. Incredible.
Well, he's won the last two meetings, of course, the most recent at the Scottish Open, and that was when he was making his point about not having much practice time in the home nations events with all the players. He was practicing during matches. He looks great. I agree with what Colin was saying. He's obviously been doing his running. He says he's been practicing 6 hours a day. We've talked all season about the big four, Trump, Robertson, Selby, O'Sullivan. Well, O'Sullivan comes in today. The other three are already out. Trump didn't make it. The other two lost yesterday. Here's, of course, the record holder at the Masters, 7 wins. In 1995, at the age of 19, he became the youngest Masters champion. If he wins it this year, at the age of 45, he'll become the oldest.
If there's a record to be broken, he'll break it.
Well, that one is incredible if he were to do that, because it just shows the longevity of the man. Anyway, he's got a match to win here first before he can think about that. And he's got a lot of respect for Ding. We've seen that in their meetings over the years, including that rather painful final for Ding back in 2007. He began that at the age of 19. He ended it in tears. That 10-3 defeat. It wasn't the nicest atmosphere necessarily at Wembley Arena, to say the least. In fact, at one point, O'Sullivan advised one particularly mouthy spectator he could clear off home if he didn't like what he was watching.
Yeah, good shot.
One.
Shot for nothing. So, first blood comes to Ronnie O'Sullivan. The blue, not easy though, to get back to the reds. So I expect just the snooker.
Looking for his 22nd quarter-final in the Masters in 26 appearances. So he's only lost 4 first-round matches in all the years he's played here.
Again, incredible, isn't it? He could bring the blue into play here. Just leave the cue ball where the blue is, but develop the blue. And it would be a tough safety if he just left the cue ball where the blue is now.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won.
Yeah, that's tough. That's better than the snooker. And of course, he's developed the blue.
And why was the blue there? Because Ding caught it on the break-off shot. Yeah, O'Sullivan's last first-round defeat was 10 years ago. Of course, that's the year Ding won the title, 2011. Oh,
Foul.
well,
Because
he's found the pocket. Just a question of whether there's anything on from distance.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be. So, no great penalty there, really.
I think we've already seen in this tournament what difference the Christmas break can make. Just a few weeks off. We saw it with Dave Gilbert, who had no form early season, but won his first match. Certainly Steve Maguire last night, speaking about how he needed a break from Milton Keynes, played much better against Selby. Maybe that will be the case for O'Sullivan as well. Ding, as the guys were saying, has been very consistent this season. And when he's lost, it's tended to be to another real big hitter. And although he's only beaten O'Sullivan 4 times, one was in a ranking final, one was in the World Championship, and one was in the UK Championship. So they've been high-profile affairs.
Very dangerous shot to play, had to go in, and he knew it. He was leaving this red by the black. There was no way to avoid that. If he's going for the red, he has to leave the red on. If he plays for the black, that is, which he did. So, good chances, Ding JHUNUI. Referee keeping a close eye on his shirt sleeve there.
1.
Well, of course, Ding has done one thing that O'Sullivan has not done in the Masters. Let's make a maximum. And we know that heavy scoring is his game. Good chance here just to settle in this afternoon.
8.
Let's be honest, most people yesterday, if you spoke to them, were tipping Selby and Robertson. But those two favourites lost. And it can happen. And it wouldn't be a major shock at all if Ding was successful today.
9.
Yes, you
16.
think that it's very important for Ding to get off to a good start. This is a chance, but he's made a mess of the positional shot there. May have to go down for one of the baulk colours.
17. Brown ball.
Ideally, that's where he would have liked to have been. But if he's on this red to the left corner, he's a little
21.
fortunate. It doesn't go. So he's out of position. That was a poor positional shot from Ding JHUNUI.
I think we've seen a couple of matches where the players have just been caught out a little bit, thinking the table maybe is a bit quicker than it actually is.
Yeah, because of course this is their first time on the table. So
Ding
it may
JHUNUI,
take a little bit
21.
of getting used to. Finished up with a good safety though.
This is Ronnie O'Sullivan's 74th match in the Masters. Incredible record he's had. Didn't play in it last year, of course, for reasons not entirely clear. Previous year he had been runner-up to Judd Trump, well beaten actually, 10-4, but he's been in 13 finals in the Masters, won 7 titles.
Great record. Well, he must have known he was leaving the red to the right centre, so I can only assume that he's the wrong side of the red. So difficult to get to a colour. We'll soon find out. Well, he could get to a colour.
1.
I'm surprised that O'Sullivan played that safety last time round. He was guaranteed to leave that red on the way he played it. This is the shot again. I mean, the cue ball
7.
was always going to be there. He couldn't hide that red to the middle the way he played the shot.
Eight.
Ding's second chance then in this opening frame.
$15.
I'm sure everyone knows what that graphic means by now. The bar in snooker used to mean something else, didn't it, years ago? That's all stopped for now.
He's considering playing the cannon to those 2 reds to develop them.
$16.
Not straightforward at all, this, as yet. Those 2 reds go. It's okay, but if they don't, this is the last
23.
red. Or should I say the only red he could have played
24.
for. Now he's got another one, the one next to the pink.
$31. $32.
Nicely on this red. We'll go
38.
to this left corner pocket, and he's going to be disturbing the other ones. Again, position not guaranteed. He's got to hit this fairly hard. Try and bring that cue ball out of that area.
39.
Red needs to slow down. He's okay.
Absolutely. He's given himself every chance here to win this opening frame. Profit from the opportunities O'Sullivan left him. That red to the right middle. As you can see, he needs this red.
46. 47.
Yeah, it's just what he needed from JHUNUI to keep O'Sullivan cold and win this first frame very easily. I just wonder if O'Sullivan will come back to the table if he gets the chance, even though he needs lots of snookers.
55.
Well, that's another very good positional shot. Developing that red, staying on the pink.
Still enough on for a century. Of course, Steve Maguire last night missed a pink, didn't he, on, I think it was 98, 99.
61.
And if he'd have got that, we would have had a century in every match so far, but he missed it, so and we didn't have another one in that match.
62. $68.
Well, he's looking in a mean mood.
69.
That was an excellent positional shot. I thought he was going to develop them, and he played in behind them. Great positional shot, that.
76. $77.
The wrong side of the pink to get closer to the yellow.
$83.
Well, no century, but a great start from Ding Junhui.
83.
Break of 83. O'Sullivan is going to come back. Hit a few balls as it's frame one. I don't think he'll be doing this every frame. If he's been practicing 6 hours a day, there's no need to. His rationale in previous events was that he didn't have time to practice. But it is frame one. You do see this in the opening frames.
5.
Yeah, and I think he's right to do it as well. You know, he's cold. Knock a few balls in, get the feel of the table.
9. $14. 20.
So Sullivan clears the table, but it's Ding's frame. Needed two
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 27.
scoring visits, the
Frank
latter an
Ding
83. So in this meeting of these two real heavyweights here at the Masters, it's Ding who leads O'Sullivan 1-0.
Yes, indeed. Ding Junhui, a frame up before Ronnie barely had time to do up his waistcoat. And an unusually bizarre shot from Ronnie, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was in a bit of trouble and he just tried to play a containing shot, but he was always going to leave this red to the middle, it appeared. And I don't see any way, seeing the shot again, how he could avoid leaving it. Unless he was, well, I don't know what he was playing, to be honest with you. He left the red and Ding Junhui punished him for it. So, good start from Ding. We have to mention that. He really did look sharp. I think this is going to be a good game.
Yep, I think Ding never beaten O'Sullivan at the Masters. Needed an early frame to settle him, because Ronnie didn't really have a shot in that frame. And what chances Ding had too, looked very sharp and took them well.
Let me tell you something. What you're watching right now is the amazing Donna, who organises so much of the World Snooker Tour's events. I didn't realise this was also part of the job remit, but there you go. For Ronnie O'Sullivan, a stitch in time. We'll find out.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan being stitched up here by Donna Beresford, the event manager from World Snooker Tour, who's led the way really in getting these events on and making them all different. But he was clearly a little bit late, wasn't he? Because he was doing his waistcoats up when he was introduced. And Donna's sewing on the Betfred logo that the players wear because Betfred are the sponsors. So we will continue when she's finished doing that important task. Ding leads 1-0. Remember, the winner plays either Mark Allen or John Higgins. They're up this evening. 2 more former winners. There we are. The logo's on, so we can continue. Well, I don't think there'll be any more needle in this match anyway.
For Ding JHUNUI. Judged it to perfection.
Touching ball.
Caught the red just a little bit thick, but he's okay. Got close to the blue. And now O'Sullivan with that same problem. Got to avoid those reds on the left side of the table. The red that's near the black spot, you could play off that one and just leave the cue ball close to this right corner pocket. That's a possibility, just a containing safety shot. Looks like he's seen something different. He was in a lot of trouble there and very nearly escaped. Hasn't left anything easy though. This red, long red to the left corner. I think he may be slightly hampered by the green. It's a long way off that one. Now, can you see this red over the pocket? Not easy to get the cue ball out of that area. If he plays it with top, the cue ball stays there. He's got to play it with bottom, but you can't play it too hard with bottom. Very awkward, this. So awkward, he's thinking of coming off the cushion to pot it. Well, he certainly didn't play it like that. He hit the wrong red.
Wow. Well, he apologised at least. Nice trick shot. There's the apology.
Ronnie
Difficult
O'Sullivan,
grounds, those. We saw Steve Maguire refuse a couple of them into the opposite middle yesterday. Just shows you how difficult they are. It doesn't look as though he's got position, so not a disaster missing the shot. Took a risk there, Ding Junhui. He knew he was leaving this red on. Great shot.
one.
Not such a good kiss.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
He's had Ding Junhui in trouble quite a few times, and each time he's got out of it. Just a containing safety shot, but he's out of trouble this shot. Biding his time until he can play a safety shot of his own. The jaws of the yellow pocket looks to be a good place to put the cue ball. He's seen it, he's looked at it. Well, the only problem with that shot, it's not too difficult to play the safety here. In fact, if he plays the cross double, there's every chance the red could go in that right corner pocket. The red that's closest to the left corner. Yeah, it was a shot to nothing. He was always playing the safety, but I just thought O'Sullivan had a better safety shot playing the cue ball into the yellow jaws of the yellow pocket. There was no chance of a cross double. Wow, has he been unlucky there?
6.
I think he may be on a red to the right corner at least. He'd like to be on the one to the left corner.
You're never sure with Ding's reactions. He doesn't give much away, but it looks like he is on this, red.
Used all the pocket, didn't it?
7.
Yeah, nearly overcut this. Yeah, there are some players, if they're not on one, they'll let you know for sure. And the other old trick is they act like they're not on it and then they are. That's the worst thing, Joe, isn't it? If you're in the chair.
Yeah. You know all the tricks, David.
Oh, I've seen enough snooker over the years.
$15.
Well, that's another good kiss, that, because he would have been tight under the cushion. It's black a little bit easier from there than it would have been. Didn't hit that anywhere near hard enough. I think he's on a red to the middle, if he's not on the one to the corner.
22.
And this is another great chance for Ding Junhui. As I said earlier, he'd been in trouble a few times, but he'd played himself out of it, thought of different ways just to get out of trouble and bide his time.
29.
It's one of those tournaments, isn't it, where you have to prepare well. You can't expect to turn up at the Masters and have a couple of easy matches. They're all tough. Every round's going to be tough because it's just the top 16 in the world. Ding, as we know, has got this academy in Sheffield that Jimmy mentioned, which is a good
37.
base to put the work in between tournaments.
$38.
Just got to wait, bide his time. He's played some very good safety. But as I say, Ding Junhui has found a way out of it.
Yeah, got in with that
45.
cross double, didn't he, that you called.
46.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he played that shot, O'Sullivan, because he did look at the other shot, the one that I described, just leaving the cue ball in the jaws of the yellow pocket. And there was no danger with that, and I was surprised why he chose to play that particular shot.
52. 53.
Well, not much more to do now. A couple of balls away from
60.
putting the frame safe and should be 2-0 up with a couple of nice breaks.
61.
O'Sullivan's average shot time is 32 seconds, but of course he hasn't had any time in the balls yet. That'll come down, guaranteed. Good start, though, from China's number one. Of course, looking to join his
68.
compatriot, Yan Bingtao, in the quarterfinals. When he won the title, he beat Hong Kong's Marco Fu in the final.
69. 74.
Well, all you can ask of
75.
yourself is to win a frame at one visit, and that's what he's done. A chance of a century. Gets this red off the cushion here. Overcut it though.
Ding Junhui,
75 will do nicely.
And the frame.
After the 83, O'Sullivan not playing on in this frame. So two very tidy breaks there from Ding Junhui. He's looking sharp in the early exchanges. He leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 2-0.
As we were watching that, Neil, you said that it looks like Ronnie just can't get started, like a Ferrari with a flat battery.
Yeah, I mean, we made a lot of Ronnie, you know, and how sharp he has looked, certainly leading into this match. But we have to say Ding has been the star of these two frames. He's played very well. You know, he looks good. He's not given O'Sullivan many opportunities. And both times he's got in, he's won the frame in a single visit with the...
Frames are big. If Ding can get a good lead at the interval, obviously he becomes favourite. But at the moment, it's still in the balls because he's not really had a chance to make a good break yet. Yeah, you can listen to Jimmy and Neil and Colin on the app between frames.
Well, very nearly left the red on. It was a mistake, that, but he was fortunate. Couldn't play it any harder for fear of leaving the red near the middle. Well, again, used all of the pocket. And it's dropped in. That's the important thing. I thought he'd miss this, actually. Don't know how that went in. But he's back in amongst the balls again. This red over the left middle. Now, may try and play
6.
for that red next to the black. Couple of shots time.
Seven.
Could get to the black this time round.
$14. $15.
Yes, went in off the left side of the pocket, and that's why he wasn't on the red as well as he wanted. Oh, now then, what's the damage? Well, he's left one on,
Ding Junhui,
so
50.
this is O'Sullivan's chance.
Well, that's the cardinal sin, isn't it? Playing into them, but not potting the blue. Concentration slightly divided.
Yes, he knows he's handed Ronnie O'Sullivan with a chance, and he was in full control there, Ding Junhui.
Yeah, he was starting to look really good, actually, but we know from experience one shot can turn whole matches. This is O'Sullivan's best chance so far to score. And no one's made more centuries in the Masters than him. He's made 73 in the 73 matches he's played.
Oh, that's an interesting stat, that one.
Even I can work out the average there. One a match.
Wow, that's a terrible positional shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
8.
And that's just lack of table time. Left himself straighter on the black from that easy red to the middle than what he wanted, but you still expected him to get onto an easier red than this. Never easy. And that kiss on the green
8.
has left him, JHUNUI, with a nice easy starter.
Well, I think for Ronnie O'Sullivan supporters, of which of course there are millions, this is a little concerning because leaving himself this was obviously put himself under pressure. But when he came to the table, you did fancy best break builder ever. He would make something substantial, and he hasn't. Not had that much table time really in this match. And Ding, I think he's going to be surprised to come back to the table still in front in the frame. It's a thing,
3.
you know, you can practice and practice, but back to matches now. Last match O'Sullivan played, he was well beaten by Judd Trump in the semi-finals of the World Grand Prix 6-1.
4.
Completely outplayed just before Christmas. Anyway, Ding's had a reprieve here.
Well, this time a poor positional shot from Ding Junhui. Wanted to be straighter on the red to the
11.
middle or the corner. Gonna have to go down for one of the board colours unless he screws across for the pink.
$12. $60. $70. Yeah.
Just asking
22.
Brendan Moore, the referee, to clean the cue ball. He's going around at a fair old lick, isn't he, Ding? And the thing about errors like the missed blue going into them, they're only significant, of course, if they do cost you. You can forget all about it if he nails this frame now.
$23. $30. $31.
Perfectly onto the blue. And these few easy reds shouldn't be a problem to take a 3-0 lead.
$36. 37.
Doesn't really want to play for that red on the cushion, on the black cushion. Needs another red. Not ideal on it.
44.
Didn't intend to hit that red. I don't think he did anyway. I think he was playing for this one. And that's all he needed.
45.
It's a great start, this, for Ding Junhui. Not so for that man there.
Yeah, Ding's looking confident when he's in. I mean, the shot that went wrong actually was a confident one, going into the reds. He just missed the blue, but as I say, it's not cost him.
50. 51.
Just enough left for a century with blacks.
Where's the difference? O'Sullivan well ahead on the safety,
57.
but not converting it when he gets in potting. And Ding, 94% on the potting.
$65. 66.
Nicely played. And this black will give him a chance of the century. Had a chance in the last frame.
O'Sullivan's highest break, meanwhile, is 27. Oh,
73.
change of hands, is it? Maybe some work to do on that score, but
73.
a great start. Remember, it's 10 years since Ronnie O'Sullivan lost in the opening round of the Masters, but in 2021, he's in deep trouble. Ding Junhui playing well and leading 3-0.
Well, this is sensational from Ding Junhui. Jimmy White, you make a mistake, I'm going to punish you. That's the snooker he's playing right now.
Yeah, Ding's missed an easy blue there, and Ronnie's got in first real opportunity, potted the red, hit the black, didn't quite get on the red in the centre. Made it a little bit more difficult, the pot, he missed it. And Ding went in and punished him 3-0 up to Ding.
Yeah, absolutely. And those 6 hours of practicing every day gave us high hopes of a Formula One Ronnie O'Sullivan. At the moment, bit of a golf buggy.
Yeah, that's right. He's not really started to fire yet. This was the biggest surprise. I think this shot, on the black, his cue ball is normally immaculate in control here. Finishes in absolutely nowhere for his next ball. Ronnie didn't really want to play a safety shot. He tried to retrieve the break. He's chasing the game a little bit at the moment. This is not an easy shot. But I think he just wanted to try and be continuous in the break. Hits the near jaw and he misses. But you can chase the game at this game. You lose your patience. Hopefully he won't do that here.
Well, let's see. We know what Ronnie's capable of. Let's get back to the commentators.
Needless to say, this is a
Frame
big
4.
frame, isn't it? Frame 4. O'Sullivan
Ronnie
yet to
O'Sullivan
make a 30 break. Ding's had breaks of 83, 75, 73. Good value for his 3-0 lead. This is the last before the interval. Can the Rocket get some sort of foothold in this match? Another chance slips by. Must be frustrating if he's done all the right things coming into the event, practised hard over Christmas. This wasn't easy by any means, but he's just looking to get in, as I say, and try and impose himself.
Yeah, well, it was a good point that Neil made. And that you mustn't chase the game too much. And that was, as you say, a difficult pot to the middle. But he knew he was leaving this red on, which made it even more difficult. And that is a real let-off. That's a real let-off for O'Sullivan. Well, he just held his hand up slightly, which tells us that he can't see enough of this red.
Maybe just getting a little bit of running as well as playing the better snooker of the two. Well, he certainly did there.
Yeah, I thought, at first glance, I thought he'd left the red on. But when I saw him raise his hand, well, he knew. Yeah, good pot, because again, he knew he was leaving a chance to the right corner. Black's tied up for the moment, though. Now, he could play the cannon to the red and push the black over the corner pocket, but it's a risky shot to play. Didn't go according to plan, but he'll settle for that. Trying to catch the red full ball, but that's worked out very nicely.
$40. $50.
Now, he might just decide to go into the reds here. He's got the advantage of that loose red to play onto. And he couldn't have played it any better. That's how to go into them, with that little bit of bottom on the cue ball. Look at the cue ball here. Just has that little bit of whiz on it to bring it out of that pack of reds.
Well, this is more like it. This is what we're
23.
more used to, what a lot of O'Sullivan supporters were hoping to see. Giving himself the chance anyway in this frame. And the chance also just to send a message to Ding if he can win this frame in one visit with a big break. Just reminding everyone, A, he's in the match, and B, this is the snooker course he can play.
31.
Yes, and Ding will also think about that red he missed to the yellow pocket. OK, he didn't leave anything on that particular shot, but had he got it, this wouldn't have happened. Well, if you can see the red to the right corner,
38.
is OK. Little switch to left-handed.
$39.
Well, Karen Wilson tie-breaks under threat here, 136, which, with the quality of the field, you would expect to go anyway at some point. You'd expect the high break to be in the 140s, as you can see. It's a possible 145 on. Bearing in mind his highest break going into this frame was only 27.
47.
But this is what great sports people do. They produce moments of inspiration, sometimes just out of nowhere.
Wasn't an easy red that he took on to the baulk corner, was it?
54.
And played it well, nicely on the blue.
$55. $62. $63.
Needs another red after this blue. And he's overhit that one, played for the red
68.
to the left corner.
Well, this just sets things up nicely, I think, for when they come back after the interval. O'Sullivan joining the party in style. But Ding, despite that, must be satisfied with the way he started.
74. 75.
The high break then is still under threat. It's 15,000 for whoever makes it this week. Karen Wilson, as I say, at the moment on top with 136.
82. 83.
Well, now it looks
90.
as though he has been practicing, doesn't it? He's inch perfect.
91.
Well, no one's made more centuries in the Masters than Ronnie O'Sullivan.
97.
73 so far.
98.
About to be 74. This is what he needed, though, isn't it, to get him going in this match, having been outplayed in the first three frames. Well, this is good news for Karen Wilson, I think, unless this red goes in. His break is still standing, but that is what the snooker doctor ordered for Ronnie O'Sullivan. A century, 103 to win his first frame. Ding's had breaks of 83, 75 and 73. So a fascinating start. It's advantage Ding. He leads Ronnie O'Sullivan at the mid-session interval by 3 frames to 1.
Yes, aired on the thin side. Didn't want to make contact with the black. And finished up a reasonable safety shot.
Foul. And miss. Then JHUNUI 4.
Well, you heard the sort of groan come sigh from O'Sullivan, failing to make contact at all.
Yeah, no damage done though. Better to miss the ball than catch them too thick.
Yeah, and absolutely no value in putting him back in to play a good safety second time out.
That's a much better shot to play. As you said, David, had he put him back in, it was an easy, thin shot to play back down into the table and he could have been in trouble. So he decided to play the shot himself, open the reds up. Now, look at this for a shot he's taking on. Absolutely
One.
straight, and what a great shot it was. Don't get any harder than that.
Great camera angle as well, just seeing it go in straight. Beautiful. Well, Ding is 0%. He's actually only taken 2 on from distance. O'Sullivan 4 out of 6.
Yeah, the difficulty though, there should be something up there about the difficulty of the shot because that was worth at least 4.
I'll have a word with the guys in the truck.
Four.
Yeah, just a little too far to develop the black. So I'm going to have to go back up for the blue again.
5.
And that's the worst place he could have been. If he held the spot, the blue would be tied up. It would go onto the pink spot. So I didn't really want to hold the spot.
Ten.
And this is another difficult shot, this left-handed. He's going to play it with a touch of left-hand side on the cue ball. Very difficult shot. Just didn't
11.
get enough side on the cue ball. No red to play for if he does take the blue on without screwing back. Oh, what a shot again. Terrific shot. Terrific shot. I can't believe he's played that. Very aggressive
16.
and great cueing again. Very few people could have got
17.
that cue ball out of that area, but he managed it. Look at the cue ball here. It jumps over the reds.
Yeah, the blue and indeed the initial red from distance, you know, they may well be shots he's been crunching in on the practice table if he's
19.
been doing all this work over the festive period. So feeling confident taking them on, but they still need, as you say, good cueing. And he's managed to fashion an opening. There's still work to do here. Black's still tied up.
Yeah, lots of work to do. He'd
Right.
like to get the blue back on its spot. That's what he's attempted to do, but he's just overrun. So maybe the green, then the red, then the blue.
Yeah, I was going to say the black's tied up, the pink's tied up, the blue's off its spot.
Yeah.
Apart from that, all's well.
It's easy.
23.
Well, when you get the blue back on its spot, does make things easy because he can then go
24.
into the reds, develop the pink.
$29.
Well, this is a good red to take, this red, because it does free the way of bringing the black into play from the blue.
30.
Now, he can, if he wants to, play the cannon to the red next to the black. That would leave him on the red to the left corner and the black's free. He doesn't have to play that shot. There's other reds he can play for.
$35.
That's not the best. Difficult to get the right side of the blue now without pinching a bit on the pocket. And that's what he did.
36. $41. $42.
Well, you won't see many frames like this where if he does win the frame at this visit without potting the pink or black,
$47.
43 points, the lead.
$48.
And again, he's left himself straighter than what he wanted.
$53.
Switch to left-handed again. Beautiful shot. And every chance now of winning the frame. Needs one more red after the pink.
Finally, the pink comes into play. What a break it's been. It's been hard work to keep it going, but he's done so well. And we arrive finally at frame ball.
60.
Oh, what a tough break it's been. Really has. Every snooker player... Oh, wait for it.
Ooh. Sullivan, 60.
Well,
I think it's okay.
yeah, still one snooker needed. It's 52 in it now, with 51 on, because he's effectively taken 8 points off the table, given back 4, so he's come out of it still 4 points up. But it's only one snooker.
Yeah, I was just about to say, every snooker player would have been proud of that break that he's just made. Especially some of the shots that he played to keep it going. Started off with a terrific red. Then he played that blue, and you can see his chalk mark on the table there. That's where he was when he played that straight blue. How many players would have played that shot?
Well, that's not a good shot from Ding, so chance for O'Sullivan to wrap up the frame. Yeah, he's queuing really well, I think, and as he said, he's put all this work in. There's the rewards coming from it. Everyone has to work at the game, including the players who we associate with being natural talents. What we haven't seen is the hours and hours they put in already.
Six.
I suspect Ding may have seen enough
And the
here.
frame.
Well, it's a terrific break from O'Sullivan. That's 60. Doesn't sound that much, does it? But the way he made it was just brilliant. It's suddenly got a lot closer. Ding now leads 3-2.
To break.
Ding JHUNUI hasn't done much wrong, but you can't stop a bit of brilliance coming into play. And that's what Ronnie O'Sullivan has done so far. Didn't leave him an easy shot in that last frame, that long straight red.
First appearance for O'Sullivan in the Masters, 1994. He lost to Dennis Taylor. That's how far he goes back. Dennis was still in the top 16. He just seems to have straddled so many eras, doesn't he, Ronnie O'Sullivan? Started playing when the great players of the 80s that he grew up watching were still top players, into the era of Hendry, then into the era with himself and Mark Williams and John Higgins. Mark Selby dominated for a while. Judd Trump's #1 now, but throughout that, the continuity figure has been Ronnie O'Sullivan as a top player, winning titles all through the last basically 3 decades now.
Yes, he looks very fit, doesn't he?
I think he's the sort of person, he doesn't do anything by halves. If he goes running, he goes running. Not for a jog round the block, a proper run. And they are in a strict bubble here, but, you know, government guidelines, you're allowed an hour's exercise. So they're allowed out for an hour, and he obviously uses that to go on his run. You know, he goes so far back, Ronnie O'Sullivan. He once played Fred Davis in a professional match when Fred was in his late 70s. Ronnie was 16. Fred won a frame. Fred Davis was playing in the World Championship in the 1930s.
Yeah, I seem to remember him making a century break at the Crucible when he was in his 60s.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, Joe, and at the end, even the referee applauds. Amazing.
And rightly so. How old was he, David? Can you remember? I think he was 67.
I think that was the year after he got to the semis, so it would have been 65 in that particular break I'm thinking of. But he played here for the last time at the age of 70. So we talk about Ronnie's longevity. He's still got a way to go, maybe. But who's to say? If anyone could do it, it'd be him.
Well, that's brought the black into play. And he could have done without that kiss on the brown. Nothing easy left, though. There is a couple of reds that will go to both corners, but both of them fraught with danger. Yes, and that full ball kiss on the black may have left this red on. Can he see enough of it? Difficult to tell from there. Yeah, it was very tight. Didn't play position on anything. Wasn't sure. Although he missed the red above it by quite a distance.
Well, 0 out of 4 now from distance.
The red just below the pink will go to the right middle, but the red that's furthest down the table, he leaves that one on. If he takes that red onto the middle, there's a red that will go to the port corner as well, the green pocket, but again, that red over the middle comes into play. So just the containing safety shot. If you could try and get the cue ball in behind the brown, or somewhere round about that area, he covers the red to the right middle. You could also take the pot on here as well, playing it with safety in mind. That's a great pot.
One.
But look where the cue ball is. He covered the red. Now, does he take that difficult green on? The applause man has gone to sleep because that was a beauty.
Oh, green just struggled in.
Yeah, the important thing though, it's dropped, David.
4.
Absolutely. And it was a good pot. Maybe the applause guy has gone for his hour's exercise. Because there were 2 good pots there.
5.
He's played well. He's lost the last 2 frames, but he had breaks of 83, 75, 73. They could all have been centuries to lead 3-0.
Nine. 10.
Well, that's a brave shot to play, because the next red is difficult to get to. You can play for the red to the left middle, red to the left corner, but getting that cue ball away from the cushion is not very easy. And that's about as good as you could get.
17. $18.
He's given himself a great chance.
FTD. 25. 26.
Got in with a great red to the right middle. Sullivan just played the containing safety shot. To be fair, he played it with safety in mind, but the green
33.
wasn't easy, as David said. You know, that very nearly missed that one. But he's been positive,
34.
going for his shots.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, he played the red with safety in mind. Obviously, playing the green, you can't do that. So he's always going to be leaving a red on if he missed it, but he didn't. And I think he's as good as anyone, isn't he, around the black spot like this? Possible 140 on.
41.
But the main thing is try and win the frame now at this visit.
Yeah,
42.
take a 2-frame lead again.
$48. $49. $55. $56.
Now, it's okay if these 2 reds, just to the right of the pink, if they go to the left corner, then it's okay. Needs a red and a big colour
62.
here. Tell you about Sullivan needing snookers.
63.
And he's tucked them well.
Yeah, and he's showing that he's not been intimidated by the manner in which O'Sullivan won the last two frames. Very good break from Ding, just to keep Ronnie O'Sullivan at arm's length in this match.
69.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Ronnie O'Sullivan thought, well, you know, containing safety shot, it's
70.
going to put me down the table, maybe in trouble, but I'm sure he didn't think that he'd left the frame on.
Once again, good news for Karen Wilson. His break can't be beaten, but more important for Ding, he's winning the frame and winning it well.
76.
Stopping the comeback for now.
What a great
We've had
match this
77.
is. Sorry, David.
No, I was going to say the same thing, actually. I think we've had some good matches this year, but this, I think, is already the best of them all, and the real excitement maybe still to come if it goes close.
$83. 84. 90.
Left-handed again.
91.
Now, will it drop in behind the red or play to move it? Dropping in behind it. Could have had 3 centuries already, as
98.
David said. Another left-handed shot. He's getting good at this.
99.
Just couldn't be bothered to get all the long stuff out, could he? So I'll just knock it in left-handed. Green for the century. Wonderful break from Ding. Timely one. Well done.
$102. 104. 107.
Hasn't faltered at all here, has he? And that's important after the way O'Sullivan hit
111.
back.
$160.
Some shot to get on the pink. If anything, he's overdone it.
And here's another one.
122.
Makes it look so easy. Brilliant.
Total clearance if the black goes in. Which, of course, it does.
Ding Junhui, 129.
129 from Ding Junhui. What a great match this is now. Real high quality. Ding 2 ahead again, leading 4-2. Big four, we've mentioned them this season. Trump, Selby, Robertson, O'Sullivan. 3, of course, no longer here. Trump was never here. And it's up to the other players, I guess, to step up and take them on, isn't it? Of course, Mark Allen won the Champion of Champions. Karen Wilson, the Championship League. There's plenty of quality in this tournament outside of those 4. Are we going to lose the last member of that little elite group today?
Well, this red to the middle, not easy at all. But he's not going to leave anything on. So well worth the attempt at this red. Very tough. I'm surprised he played it that way, but he must have fancied it more. Now, will this red cut to the middle? But certainly put to the corner. It will cut to the middle.
1.
And that's why I was surprised that Ding Junhui played it that way. Could have left that cue ball a lot closer to the black. What a nice, delicate shot that was. Just missed the brown
6.
on the way up and just missed it on the way back. Oh, got to leave an angle on the colour to be able to split the reds.
7.
Got to get close to the middle pocket here with lots of left-hand side on the cue ball. Yep, and that will do nicely. He's on balls.
11.
Like that black a little bit further away from the cushion.
$12.
Now, if you can take that red by the black spot, finish on the black, doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball then. Got to be finished fairly straight on this red. I think it's okay. I think he can hold for the black
70.
from there.
$80.
So with that red to the left of the cue ball, doesn't have to do too much with the black, just make sure of it.
$25. $26.
When Ding Junhui played the red to the middle, I just think he played it a little bit too hard. Gave O'Sullivan a chance at that red to the right middle.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
33.
It's turned into sort of one chance snooker, hasn't it? And as you say, he offered up the chance.
34.
Yeah, he may have thought, well, okay, I've left the red on, but there's only two reds out. That one there and the one near the brown. But in a few shots, look at the balls now.
Yeah, what's he thinking now?
41.
It's great to see both of these players playing so well. And there's so much at stake. I mean, there's 15,000 on this match, but £250,000 for the winner of the event. Making it look like an exhibition. Just going to reel off the breaks that's been made so far. 83 in the first by Ding Junhui. Then a 75, 73. All could have been century breaks. Then 103
42.
by O'Sullivan and a 60 to follow. Then that 129 in the last frame from Ding Junhui. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, and the way O'Sullivan made the 60, it felt like a century because high value colours were tied up.
$48. 49.
Got to finish the job now, though.
$56. $57.
Choice of 3 reds. The
64.
way he's played the shot. Another red in the colour. And he's safe. But you would expect him to knock a century in, back-to-back centuries from both players.
65.
Doesn't get any better.
And again, just one chance he needed. That red to the right middle, the thin cut. There's frame ball.
70.
Fantastic match this.
71.
We're lucky to have these events on, aren't we? And we're grateful to these great players for serving up the entertainment in these difficult times.
And without a crowd to inspire them.
78. 79. $86. 87.
This frame's been going 7.5 minutes.
$94.
So this blue
95.
or pink, either one, for his 75th Masters century. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
100.
And better late than never.
It's the 3rd century of the
Well,
match,
Sullivan.
and it
Well,
makes
good
the
on the
match a
front.
lot closer. JHUNUI leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 4-3.
Corner, but the pink does. So does the blue.
Not potted a long ball yet in the match. He's taken 4 on.
One.
And that's okay. The right side of the blue to come down for that red next to the black. Chose to play for this red to
6.
the left corner. Again, pink and blue still available.
Seven.
A little too hard for comfort for the pink. Wanted to be the other side of the pink to drop through that red by the black.
$13. $40.
Now he could play for either red here, the one by the black or the other one, or he could go into them. Decisions. How's your luck? And he's okay. He's dropped in perfectly behind this red to the
19.
middle with the pink free. Just needs to drop it in and he's in business.
Well, there was certainly no holding back, was there? There. Shows he's still feeling good.
He's pushed the black into a safer position, but it should be okay with the pink and blue available.
20.
Well, what we can say is one of these two players is going to play terrifically well today and they won't be through to the quarterfinals. That's the standard that they're playing at. Very positive, open, attacking snooker between two masterful break builders. There's the pot success. It bears out what we're saying. Both in the 90s comfortably. But we know one mistake can turn things around.
And that could be it.
Just left this a bit awkward, hasn't he?
26.
I cannot believe that he's left himself badly hampered like this to the red to the right corner. May have to take the red to the green pocket, and he's fortunate that that red is so easy. Right behind it, straight.
27.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. You know, we've watched this match. It looks easy. Of course, it's not. And things can go wrong. And that can turn things around. So he's just got over that little hurdle.
$32. $33.
He needs it to slow down. And that's not too bad. Fairly straight on the blue. Didn't play for the blue to the port corner. Played for it to the middle.
$38. $39.
Remember, Ding's never beaten O'Sullivan at the Masters. They played 4 times in this great event. Ronnie's won them all.
$45. $46.
It's crazy. Could be another century. Yeah, he's going to be concentrating on the frame first.
52. $53. $59. $60.
Another red needed, and the frame's safe. This is all without the black being in play. Oh, nothing he can do. Just sit and watch and try and prepare himself for the next frame.
It's just one chance stuff, isn't it? But that's why it's concerning for O'Sullivan, because if Ding gets a chance in the next, it could all be over. This is to take him to 5-3.
67.
He hasn't wilted at all whenever O'Sullivan's come back at him. Now, are we going to get a 4th century in this match?
$73.
Well, he's not on the red to the left corner, so it's going to have to be the middle.
Just isn't the black
74.
missing. Incredible stuff.
$81. $82. $88. $89.
A feast for the eyes, this. Two balls away then from what would be the 4th century of the match, the 3rd in as many frames.
96.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
101.
But of course, the most important thing of all is it puts Ding within a frame of the quarter-finals. 16-4 the head-to-head in favour of O'Sullivan, not close. And it would mean a lot, I think, to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan when he's playing so well as he has done in this match. From 3-0 down, but he's back in trouble again now.
Yeah, he hasn't got that fear of Ronnie O'Sullivan that he may have used to have.
110.
Not frightened of winning frames anymore. I think when he beat Ronnie at the
150.
World Championship 2 or 3 years ago, that let him know that he could do it on the big stage.
Well, yeah, he's beaten him in the World Championship. He's beaten him in the UK Championship. Can he beat him in the Masters? He's only 1 frame away. Another wonderful century. 3 and 3 frames between the two of them. 128 the clearance from Ding JHUNUI. What a match this is. And he leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 5-3.
Frame 9.
In the last 3
Ding's a
frames,
winner.
Ding with a 1-2-8 to lead 5-3. He needs 1, O'Sullivan needs them all.
One.
Beautiful shot. Incredible shot. Just sat out all of the last frame, and look at this for queuing. Now, mind ticking over as to how to bring that black into play. Long pot success up at 80% for O'Sullivan. Now, as he left himself the angle to try and
6.
bring the black into play. Well, he's got the angle to play the cannon if the black doesn't go. I don't think it does.
Seven.
Well, that red going over the middle
12.
come to save him.
Thirteen.
Ding's 128 was the 599th century in the history of the Masters. Can Ronnie make the 600th? He'd like something here. Well, not at this visit.
No, freed the black, but unfortunately
18.
not on anything.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 18.
Has to stay patient. All this work is done, but of course you can't, you know, you don't know how your opponent's going to play, what work they've done, how they're feeling. And it seems to me every time Ding's been sort of challenged by O'Sullivan in this match, he has ultimately responded. But he still has to close it out. The old maxim remains the case. You've still got to beat him. And he's playing well enough to do that, but let's see how he fares next chance he gets, Ding.
That breath that he let out there, let you know what he thought about that shot. Caught it too thick. Now, has he been fortunate? I think he has. He's covered the red. That could have been end of frame of match.
We haven't actually had any close frames. They've all been won with big breaks.
Again. And that could be fatal.
Okay, white.
Well, he thinks he got a kick and that threw the cue ball wide, and that's why he got the cannon. Now what can JHUNUI do here? The black's tied up for the moment. Pink and blue available.
One.
Cue ball just travelling far enough to finish the right side of the blue. If you could drop on that red just below the pink, that would be a good red to play on.
Six. Seven.
Those three reds on the black cushion. The three reds just below the pink. All unobtainable at the moment.
13. Well,
that was a bonus, that red going.
Well, he certainly played well enough to suggest he can take this out, but of course the pressure is the greatest when that winning line is just coming into view.
And it's firmly in view right now. He knows it's down to him. I would have liked to have just given those reds a little tickle there. Would have still been on this red.
$21.
Now the hard part starts.
28.
Well, again, would be a real bonus if that red that I was just looking at goes to the left corner. Oh, but he's missed a sitter.
JHUNUI. 28.
Just down to concentration, that.
One.
Oh, does that red just below the pink go? Because if it does, it opens this game up a little. What a great shot that was. Lots of top spin and left-hand side on the cue ball
3.
to bring it down the table for this red. Left-handed. And again.
4.
Great shot. Tough shot that for a natural left-handed player. Look Look at this for a shot. Look at this. What a great attempt.
6.
Unbelievable shots he pulls out.
One less than inside.
Very, very unfortunate not to be on something there.
So it's our first frame really where there's 6 reds on and someone's not about to win it. This is a tight frame.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Ding JHUNUI will be certainly thinking about that red. Then he missed to the middle. That can help him to forget about it. Good pot. And that's okay. He's on the brown. And he's got those 2 reds by the pink.
So back in. He missed that red to the middle earlier. I think thinking about position and things ahead. Got to focus now.
Yeah, and a
6.
chance here to bring those reds into play. He could play for the other loose red, but he's got to play this shot at some stage, and he's perfect here. Didn't catch them thick enough.
13. Ding JHUNUI, 13.
So leads by 17. So that was his second chance.
had a little bit of run there. He's covered the red by the brown. The red that he just played could have gone anywhere. If that red wasn't in the balk area, he could have took this red on, but too dangerous.
Well, after all the breaks we've seen, now a little edge of tension coming on. Ding trying to get over the line. O'Sullivan trying to stay in it, take it to another frame. Balls have gone awkward.
Very, very close.
One.
Yeah, could have done with being on the blue with a chance of getting the cannon to those two reds. Yeah, missed a brown like that earlier. Still needs to develop those two reds on the cushion, Ding JHUNUI. Very tough, these kind of shots, especially when you're not right behind the shot.
One.
Now, does he have the angle to pot the black and disturb those two reds? I thought he was going to screw it back quite a distance there and play the pink. That's what he's looking at. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball to get the cannon, but it didn't work out.
7.
There's the reaction. 23 the lead then.
Ding JHUNUI 7.
Although he's got a lead, everything pots, doesn't it? There's nothing safe on the table.
He's got a really good safety shot there, though. Yes, he can see this red, but he could be pushing the red over the corner. This is dangerous. He's managed to push it to the cushion. He wasn't sure where that red was going to go, but he played a very good cue ball. And this time, he's left the chance. So it's down to Ding JHUNUI.
Well, early on in the match, Ding's long potting was misfirings, but recent frames it's been much better. If he knocks this in, gets on a colour, golden chance to kill it off. But he's not potted it.
Wow, would you believe it? And to make matters worse, well, I was about to say he'd left the red on, but not sure if he has.
What a miss, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Ronnie O'Sullivan just kind of slightly winced at that, and ding, you see his reaction. That was basically almost for the match.
Oh, he can see the red. So golden chance goes to Ronnie O'Sullivan now.
1.
Won't get another better chance than that, surely. And I think that was all
6.
because of the name, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, especially when you've taken serious beatings, as he has in this event, to him.
$14. 16.
Needs the pink.
$19.
He's just working that out on the arena scoreboard. Ding, after a scrappy
23.
frame, had a golden chance, missed the red. O'Sullivan 2 balls away from extending the match. I think he thought he was out, sat in his chair. He seemed surprised himself that Ding had missed.
28.
Not over yet then.
34.
O'Sullivan escapes in this frame.
41. On the front.
Ding had his chance there, didn't take it. And Ronnie O'Sullivan happy to step in and make the clearance. So only 1 in it. Ding needs 1. O'Sullivan needs 2. Ding leads now 5-4.
Well, the-
1 anyway, 5-4. O'Sullivan to get frame 10 underway.
He's brought a red down the table. And Ding Junhui can see it. So he gets a chance straight away. His 10th frame.
One.
I don't think he's on a red. Not an easy one anyway.
6.
Hit them hard enough. But just didn't split as well as he wanted. Good pot. But needs
7.
another one. Is there a red there that will go?
12.
Apparently not, so just a safety. Not sure which red he played for there. If any.
Ding Junhui 12.
Oh, look at that one. Considering the red he missed in the last frame. What about that one? White on the cushion. Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant shot.
There was a good length on the safety from O'Sullivan, but it's amazing, isn't it? These guys can pot anything, they're so good. I guess when the pressure comes on, that's when, you know, they're more likely to miss, as it did in the last frame, but that was superb. So he's giving himself another opening.
Well, you couldn't imagine him getting a kiss like that. Needs another good one. Oh, that's another cracking shot.
5.
Great recovery shot. Just a little too hard for comfort for the blue. He's overscrewed it by a long way.
Oh,
Foul. Ding Junhui 5.
That's just tension in the arm. Hitting it so hard. Well, we've all been there.
the storm clouds of pressure gathering over him, and it's a hangover, I guess, from the last frame.
Very nearly missed the yellow. Went in off the far angle, and that's why the cue ball's travelled further than what he intended. Yeah, good opening red. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball to avoid the red. And can he pop the brown or the green? Inch perfect position.
5. Six.
Well, just a little bit too hard for comfort there. These two reds will go to the right corner. And that's even better.
$13. $14.
Wanted to leave an angle to go into them, but that's more than what he wanted. And this time it's O'Sullivan who's unfortunate.
21. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 21.
Another great shot. Long pot success. Well favouring O'Sullivan. 77%. That's pretty good. They've been tough long reds that he's took on.
Six. Seven.
He caught the wrong red, but he's still on a red to the middle. He was playing to miss that red and
40.
catch the one behind it. Another good recovery.
15.
And now another little cannon. Well, he could hold for the red, and that's even better. All these reds go now.
Well, Ding had his chance to win 6-3. He had early chances in this
22.
frame. But it's looking like now we're going the distance.
23. $30.
Wow.
31.
I'm not sure if he intended to catch that red, or maybe he did, but he's left himself with a very tough blue. Nothing safe. So, big shot this. Good pot. There's one more red.
Well, one thing he doesn't do, he's never done, he's backed away
36.
from the big pressure shots. This red, and it looks like it's 5 each.
37.
Only Mark Selby has won more deciding frames in the Masters than Ronnie O'Sullivan. Selby's won 12, O'Sullivan 11.
44. 45.
Ding has got to steel himself, despite feeling, I'm sure, it should have been over by now.
$50. 51.
Inch perfect.
58. 60. 63.
It's always sort of felt like his tournament. 13 finals, 7 titles,
67.
more centuries than anyone else. And despite, at times today, being outplayed, he's still here fighting with another excellent break here
72.
to take us level. Great match, and we've got one more frame to decide it.
78.
Ronnie O'Sullivan
85.
clears up with 85 to take us the full distance. Ding has had chances, certainly at 5-3, a golden chance to get it won, but it's all resting now on one last frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan 5, Ding JHUNUI 5.
Well, after this next frame, we will welcome the winner into the Eurosport studio after covering this match live and uninterrupted. And Neil, it's safe to say we genuinely welcome either or with open arms.
Oh, yeah, it's been an absolutely tremendous match, spellbinding at times, just watching the break building. And now, in the last couple of frames, not so much the big breaks, although we saw an 85 there from O'Sullivan, but more the odd error that's creeping in, the tension and
And not the best break-off from Ding Junhui. He's suffering out there. Sometimes this is all that's needed. A half chance.
Well, you made the point earlier, they've only ever played 2 deciders against each other. Ronnie's won them both. Of course, the Scottish Open just last month was the most recent.
Yeah, great pot, and held it well for the black. So O'Sullivan in with the first chance. Ding with the first mistake. This was a nice little shot he's played here, holding for the
8.
black. It was more difficult to play it that way.
9.
But you can tell that he has been putting the work
16.
in. He's cueing so much better.
Yeah, I think what Neil said at the start is absolutely
17.
right. You know, the World Championship, obviously it was later in the year. There wasn't much of a gap to the new season. It was hard to pick yourself up for some of the other tournaments. But he's had a good break now over Christmas, and he looks really good. He's clearly been doing his running. Well,
24.
can he finish it off is the first question. Can he finish it off in style?
Well, not with the maximum, but he can still finish
25.
it off. And he's going to have to get those reds open. And he's only got one more red to play onto a colour to be able to open them. And the way he's played that shot, then it looks like it's going to be the green or brown.
30. $31.
The green then. And if he could try and find that gap between the pink and the reds, that would be ideal. He's caught them. It's not on anything easy.
34.
Just caught that
Sorry.
near knuckle.
34.
It may have turned just slightly to the right as it was going towards a pocket. But the blue that he left himself wouldn't have been easy either.
One. Ding JHUNUI. 1.
Well, he was left with a very difficult pot had it gone in. Didn't really commit to the positional side of the shot.
One.
Well, difficult or not, Ronnie O'Sullivan's knocked it in.
What great cueing this was. So another chance.
Eight. Nine.
Now if you can get the cannon to that red above and to the left of the black, that will leave him on the red to the right corner. Well, there's no doubt about that one. And that couldn't have worked out any better.
16.
What a chance then. 49 in front. What a chance Ding had at 5-3. 20 odd in front with that red to this pocket. And he was bound to be on a colour because there was 2 over pockets. So he was going to land on something to close it out with just 1 red left on. But that didn't happen, and he must be now feeling it's over. He needs something to go wrong soon for O'Sullivan here.
$24. $25.
Ronnie O'Sullivan's 26th appearance at the Masters. He's only lost
32.
in the first round 4 times. And that remains the case. That's the winning ball. Ding is going to be so disappointed, having played so well. Remember, they've each made a couple of centuries in the match. He had that chance, and it just didn't happen for him.
No, they hurt. These kind of
40.
losses, they hurt because he knows he had a golden chance.
41.
Well, it doesn't get any easier. It's John Higgins or Mark Allen next, but the main thing for O'Sullivan is he's going to still be here in the last 8.
47. 48.
Last time he played Mark Allen, it got a bit tasty at the Champion of Champions. A few things were said. It's always a great match when he plays Higgins. Just a great lineup between the two of them. It was John Higgins he beat in that final in 1995 when he became the youngest ever Masters champion.
55.
This year, if he's successful, he becomes the oldest ever Masters champion.
56. $62. 63.
Sweet. Just got down and knocked it in. Couldn't be bothered walking around the easy
68.
green.
70.
He's cueing so well.
Yeah, it's been a close match. It's been a high-quality match. Best match so far.
73.
And it's been won by Ronnie O'Sullivan. Little thumbs up. Break of 73. Ding is certainly going to rue the missed opportunity at 5-3 to...
So good a game of snooker that was. You could almost watch it again.